Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. So in a recent video, I finally bought a real camera. Now the thing is, on that video, I said it was my first real camera, but I forgot that I already had a camera before, and so let me make a quick correction. This is the very first camera that I had before this, okay? So this is actually the Sony CyberShot. It actually has 1080p still images. But this really gets to an important point where does equipment matter for YouTube? Well, yes and no. So I'm going to go through my own journey with equipment leading up to my current setup with the Panasonic G85. And so this is the very first camera that I used to do video. And if I remember correctly, this one could actually do video at 720p. And as a matter of fact, the very first YouTube video I uploaded, I used this to actually record video game footage, which was Double Dragon, off of my TV. And I think it did a pretty good job. And so this was really the first one that I used. And so I don't think I used it for many more YouTube videos after that. So after this Sony CyberShot, I actually upgraded, and that's really saying it lightly, to this, a tablet. This is a Hisense tablet. I don't know what year it came out, but basically this cost me, I think, about $160. It's a 07. And so obviously I didn't use this to record videos. What I used this for was to record all my game footage, because all the games that I had, it was actually through Android. So I just basically had a screen recorder right here. There's a screen recorder. I had my emulator running, and that's how I did like 30 something videos when I first started out on YouTube. So this is way before I started doing the whole Geek Outdoors thing. So this is what I started out with, okay? And so this was for video footage, which I only really did one video. But this one pretty much did all my game records. But it wasn't until I actually started Geek Outdoors and took a different approach where I really started to use video as a medium. And what I used for all those videos up to a certain point, and I'll get to that, is this one. It's the HTC One. This is the original HTC One, the OG one. I still love the design of this phone. It's got the Beats audio, and it's just a fantastic phone. And this one, I think it was the HTC M10, and it did a really good job, you know, for many of my videos. And so after that, I had to make another upgrade because, you know, at a certain point, this video quality is not good enough. I think it did maximum 1080p, and so it did pretty good for the time that I had it. And so then I moved up to the LG G5. Now this one has been my main camera for a long time. It's extremely versatile, and it was one of the first ones that I saw with a dual screen setup where you actually could do a wide focus, and you could also still remove the battery, and it still had a micro SD card slot. So those are the main reasons I got it, and it's really served me well. I've been using this for like 2 years now, and as I just stated at the beginning of the video, just recently I upgraded to a real camera, which is the Panasonic Lumix G85. And so this one was my go-to camera for a long time. And now finally I'm actually using what you're seeing right here, the Panasonic Lumix G85 with 4K recording. This is absolutely awesome, as you could probably tell right now. And this was something that I've been thinking about a long time now. You know, at a certain point, you might want to upgrade. And so that's why I said, does equipment matter? Yes and no. And so the no part is that if you have a smartphone, which most people do, to me, this is more than enough for you to get started. You know, so don't think that you have to go out and spend, you know, thousands of dollars. Like this camera right here, this is $900. Okay, so don't think that you have to go out and do this, okay? Especially now with the smartphone technologies, the camera and video quality is absolutely amazing to me. And so I think it really only makes sense where the yes part, where does equipment matter, is when your content needs it, you know, or whenever you need it as a content creator. Because as you're creating more and more content, you'll find areas where, hey, maybe I want to improve in those areas, you know, or maybe for some people, maybe this is all they need, you know. That's it, just these two things. That's all they need, you know, and that might be enough for a lot of people. But for me, after creating, at the time of this video, I've already produced more than 1,000 videos. And so I was starting to see that I can produce better, higher quality content in terms of production quality And so the only way I could do that was to actually get a real camera. Now, I will say this, and I have said it in other videos. You need both content quantity and quality. And so in terms of the production quality, my stance is always going to be have good audio and have good video, meaning video people could actually watch and audio they could hear. And for that, all you need is your smartphone. You know, you don't need this very expensive gear. And so it's basically your choice as a content creator. But in general, does equipment matter? At the beginning, no. And then later on, maybe yes. Because at that point, if you're still a content creator, you're doing this regularly, you're doing it seriously, then it makes sense for you to upgrade your equipment and your production quality. And so that is it for this particular episode. If you had any thoughts on anything that I talked about today, or your own thoughts about equipment for video and content creation, I'd like to know that as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to subscribe. And if you did want to support my channel further, you can do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you actually wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then join my Go Content Creators group, where you would get access to 30 free videos and more continuing content for all their creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is all of this is free. All you have to do is simply go to the link below, head over to our page, and join my Go Content Creators group. Thanks a lot, and I will see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.